As we move to race 5, Wednesday night to Happy Valley, and this here is Class 4, 1,650 metres. Thunder Stomp here for Micho and Grant Van Niekerk off the back of a recent barrier trial. He has been placed in his last 2. Flame Lily's been consistent. Oriental Elite tries the course and distance for the 3rd time for Neil Callan. Door certainly found some form. 2 wins from his last 3 starts. KRS Teton takes the ride this time round because Joe Moreira partners Casa de Forza. Supreme Patrol, Zach Purden, the shadow roll going on for the first time. The blinkers coming off. Snow Airjet there with the Tungwa Glory. Further down, Management Star doesn't help himself at the start. Lightning Steed ran well again last time out. Fantastic Boy needs to find some form, and Bulb Elite on a mark of 44 and drawn wide close to a class drop. Runners that have been up to Chungfa in the last 30 days, Thunderstomp, Flame Lily and also Oriental Elite. And over to the second page with Door, Casa de Forza and Snow Airjet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have all been down to Chungfa along with 7.
Options here on the pace front. Joe's on Casa de Forza for the first time and he moves up in the trip. Will he go forward? If he doesn't, then Lightning Steed and the likes of Thunderstomp won't be slow to take advantage. As regards fancied horses, Door will be in midfield, and I think he should get a pretty good run into a decent pace.
Thunderstomp's going well at the moment. He's found his grade. He's 1 off 74. He's down to 60, but his last couple of runs have both been pretty good, and he goes nicely here. Just a nice, quiet workout for him, for the 7-year-old. Flame Lily's had a good season. It took a while for the penny to drop, but he's won 2 of his last 5 starts, and he's been placed in a couple of the others as well. So he's a horse who's been reasonably consistent. Tony Picone aboard for this gallop. He'll jump aboard for the first time on race day. And this interesting Supreme Patrol hasn't got much form at the moment. His best start was the 3 starts ago on the all-weather, but Zach Purden jumping aboard with the blinkers coming off.
Yeah, we know what happens when Zach Purden gets on board for David Ferraris. Their record to 8 starts teaming up together for 3 wins and a few other minor placings as well. So certainly worth a watch is Supreme Patrol. Neil Callan, he is riding Oriental Elite. I caught up with him down at the track this morning to discuss the chances of the Paul O'Sullivan trained galloper. Neil, Oriental Elite lining up for his 4th run of the season. Were you happy with his last start, 3rd at the Valley?
Yeah, it was a good run. He's been running well without winning this season. He hasn't had that many runs. I suppose the step up in distance was a bit of a question mark, but he seemed to see at the distance quite well. I think the most important thing for him would have been to have gotten a draw, but he hasn't got that again. So it's going to make it a little bit more tricky for him because he's not very straightforward. But you know, given that he gets the right pace in the race and he sits back or he jumps well and he can get a sneaky spot forward, that'll all depend on the circumstances of the race. But if he can do one or the other and everything pans out right, he's more than capable of winning over this distance.
Okay, he was slightly hampered last time out. Did that have sort of any overall bearing on his performance last time out?
No, I don't think so. You know, he's a little bit of a quirky customer anyway, but look, all races around the Valley are a little bit rough, so you know he'll have to deal with the rough and tumble, and hopefully comes out the other side.
You mentioned the wide stall, seeing out a strong 1,650 metres. Is that well within his capabilities?
I wouldn't say he's a strong stare. Obviously, he's only had 1 go at it, but you know he's in the latter part of his career, age-wise. But you know they tend to be a little bit more relaxed as they get older. So. Yeah, look, you know, he had his first go at it last time and he had to go back and he finished off quite well, so it looked like he was more than capable of getting it. Whether he's a strong stare, I wouldn't think so, but if everything falls in circumstances go right for him, he can win over this distance.
He's come up favourite in the market so far at 3 and 4.1, but not a lot of money in the pool. He's only a lightly tried 6-year-old with the 16 starts. Lightning Steed now, he was a winner 2 runs ago and then backed that up with a decent 3rd last time out. Yeah,
2 likeable horses, Lightning Steed and Thunderstomp. We can see Oriental Elite running pretty well in behind. I like the way Lightning Steed broke clear. Thunderstomp came home strongly. They reopposed on Wednesday, and they should both run solid races again. Yeah,
definitely. I thought Thunderstomp, a couple more strides would have had him, and he has drawn quite well, so he should get a nice run in transit.
It looks like he's well rated as well.
Yeah.
He last one off 74, so he's on a mark at the moment of 60 now is Thunderstomp. As we move to Door, and gee, this horse has found some form. Took him a while to break through, but he's gone bang, bang in 3 starts.
Yeah, no, I thought he had the absolute perfect run here. Joe Moreira rode him. Interesting that he's not riding him here. He has jumped off and he'll be riding Casa de Forza, or maybe there was a prior booking. Whatever reason, I thought Door got the perfect run, but took advantage of it.
Doesn't look like the easiest horse to deal with. He's got a few chinks. He can run around a bit, so he's not overly easy to deal with, but he has found some form recently. He has Door. We've got Casa de Force now. This was a big run, closing section of 22.32 last start, Graham. Still a maiden from 13 runs.
Yeah, but he powered home over 1,200 metres here. Highly likely he'll be ridden more forward by Joe Moreira for the first time on Wednesday. And he looks a horse who the handicapper maybe hasn't had a full chance to gauge him over a mile.
Yeah, he hit the line strongly. He did catch the eye, you're right. He's definitely in the numbers for me.
Yeah, he was certainly very strong over the final stages. There was Casa de Force. Selections, Paul, for race number 5?
I'll go with the well-rated horse, Thunderstorm. I thought he might come up a decent price. He's double figures at the moment. He's on top to beat Casa de Force up to 16.50. Flame Lily's been very consistent this season. And Oriental Elite, when he stepped up to 16.50, he's run well on both his 2 starts. 1-5-2-3.
I think there are lots of options here, and therefore I've gone with a solid, consistent horse who nearly always runs his race. That is Lightning Steed. He ties in very closely with Thunderstomp, who should run his race again. I've got him in for 3rd. Casa de Forza might be better than his mark. Now he gets Joe and a longer trip. And Oriental Elite, again, he ties in with the Lightning Steed and Thunderstomp form line. Keep it simple here. Win 10 in a very open race 5.
You've got similar numbers to Paul, in fact the exact same numbers, just in a slightly different order, but I went with the 5 and 1 Q, Casa de Force and also Thunderstomp for race number 5. Back with race number 6 from Happy Valley up after the break. It begins the Class 3 action on Wednesday night.